Hi, Chris.
Hi Eric, how you doing?
I hope Mercury's on time because I have a lot to cover.
Uh-huh.
Have you followed Adobe Max at all?
No, that was a conference that was in the last couple weeks or so.
Yeah, it was over 2 weeks, a 2 week period, and it was ended last week. Yeah,
Uh-huh.
but and I'll repeat this short version of it to Mercury when he gets here. But they introduced dozens of new tools and enhancements to existing tools.
Yeah,
Phenomenal amount of stuff, actually too much stuff. And if you're on automatic updates, it's already in,
yeah,
it's in already in your Photoshop. So
yeah. Well, I didn't do the Adobe Max, but there was another a virtual Photoshop summit that I did subscribe to, and for the most part, haven't had since that was last week, and I was pretty busy with other stuff. Uh, I haven't gone to most of the sessions, but what I started looking at did lead me to upgrade my Photoshop. Somehow I've got automatic updates, but I didn't have the Photoshop 2026, which seems to be it's not just an update, it's a separate installation.
it
And that had some features that I think are along the lines that you're talking about.
exactly. The 2026 has most things. There are a couple of things that are still in beta, but most everything is
Hmm.
in the 2026. So
And I've gotten the sense that maybe in Lightroom, they've kind of been a little earlier to implement some features.
yeah. Lightroom has a couple of new things, one of which, if you don't know about it, you will love. It's called semantic search. So when you're looking for an image, just type in little girl on a donkey and it will give you those images.
Uh, Presuming you not dependent on your keywording, but just recognizing viewing your images.
It reviews your anything in your library. It will look at and review and then categorize it by donkey, little girl, et cetera, et
Oh,
cetera.
okay. Without
Yeah.
having to have keywords in there.
You don't do anything.
Oh, okay.
You just type in what you're
It
looking for.
right.
Yeah.
I have.
Sunset, sunset
Uh-huh.
in the Mojave Desert or something, and it finds it.
You know, one thing that I was getting the sense of um, from this session that I attended last week was you have some control over whether to check to use generative uh, fill or not.
Yeah,
Uh, and they were saying that uh, if you're putting this in a competition, for example, and this is disallowed, then you can uncheck that, and that
right.
might be somewhat so that it really only uses, uh, say you're removing a feature, then the big question is what goes in its place,
Exactly.
and is
And
it
for the most part, and actually, I'm going to show you a couple of those things. Uh, I think we're just going to have to start because I have the free version of Zoom.
hmm,
And when it times out, if we want to, I can start a new one and we can talk more. But I want to try to get through all the basics and then we need to meet again. Obviously, we're not going to make any earth-shaking decisions, but there,
right, but hopefully be on the same page on what the issues are.
yeah, and I want to pose some new questions too. So, all right, let me share, and I'm going to start with this, which is Gemini. If you haven't used Gemini at all, I would recommend that you use it. It's right in, you have Google. Do you use Google as your browser?
I don't. I have Gmail though,
Okay. Do you have
so
Google Chrome on your system?
probably not. I haven't been doing that.
Okay.
Let's see. I've got a different thing within uh what's my browser? Come on.
That's all right. Let's, but I would definitely recommend that you have Google Chrome and just use it. This is for
Uh,
personal things, not
Micro
necessarily.
Microsoft Copilot, I guess, is what I have easy
Oh yeah,
access to.
and they have a few tools in there too, but by far Gemini is way ahead of the curve. And that's what within Gemini is Nano Banana. And you've heard about that?
Uh, I don't, not to the extent that I could say anything about it.
Okay. Well, I'm going to talk a lot about it, so we'll go from there. Okay, so this is Gemini, and I just drug an image in here. This is some me and some friends of mine on the beach in Victoria, Canada. And then I just typed in here, add whale breaching behind the people, just for the heck of it, right?
And it didn't mind your misspelling of people.
No, I didn't care. I left it in there and touch. I was going to correct it. I went, no, let's see
Let's
what
see
it
what
does.
happens.
Yeah. So there's
Out
my,
of the sand.
yeah. And not only does it do it, but it did it in like 10 seconds, very fast. Then I said, make whale 3 times the size. So you don't have to start over. You just add to what you've already talked about.
Mhm.
And so now the whale's bigger. And then I told it, make whale 2x larger, but it didn't change it.
Uh,
And then maybe it thought it ran out of space.
yeah,
Maybe, I don't know, but it made some decisions that, so it's obviously not perfect. And they even say down here at the bottom, Gemini can make mistakes, so double check it.
yeah.
Uh,
Well, I think part of the problem might be you don't really have a window into what its criteria for making a change or not.
no, you don't. And so here's another picture. Uh, and I said, place these people on a whitewater raft. And
Oh
there they
dear.
are.
Okay, and it's not just that. Okay, the faces are the same, but the whole
It
body positions are different.
changed the body position, changed the head positions too. If you look,
Yeah,
my head was tilted and now it's straight up and down. She's got a little bit more of a smile than she did.
yeah,
And then I said,
and it
add,
did well with the lighting. It
yeah,
made
did
it.
great with the lighting. And then I said, add jumping fish to the background. And now we have some fish jumping in the
Hmm.
background. So it's very interesting what this can do. And here's the really even scarier thing about it is that, and I sent out an email about this. I think I sent it to you. If I didn't, I will send it to you when we're done. But all of this right now, you see over here, there's a little microphone.
Yeah. Ah,
You
you
don't even
can.
have to type it.
Uh-huh.
So I haven't tried it yet, but I'm going to try it. Let's see.
Okay.
Um, let's see. Uh, allow while visiting the site. Okay, that's not going to help us here. Uh, I'm going to say allow while visiting. Add hole in the raft.
Uh,
Add hole in the raft. Hmm. Okay, let me
Okay.
try it again. Add hole in the raft. Hmm. Okay, so it's not working on this particular, maybe I did these like three days ago, so
Mhm.
maybe that's the issue.
Oh, maybe it's
It
timed out
has to,
on whatever memory it has of what you did.
yeah, it probably needs to be concurrent. Okay. Um, so that's a little quick thing on Gemini. Then I'm going to switch to, I'm going to stop sharing and share a different screen. And I'm going to share my Photoshop. And I'm actually going to share a different window. Okay, can you see this bicycle?
I'm seeing like a manhole. Now I see a bicycle
Okay,
with a blue wall
yeah.
behind.
So here's something that we will all like is that this is a very intricate, with the narrow
Uh-huh.
spokes and that sort of thing.
Yeah.
But they've done a heck of a job of improving the select subject and remove background. So I'm going to
Hmm.
say, let's see if I can do this. Haven't used the
Yeah.
remove
I, I,
background.
I, I think one of the lectures that I was viewing had something like that, a bicycle, but it was on a more intricate background. So it was,
Yeah,
it blended in with the background a lot more and would be much more difficult than this one to separate.
yeah. Yeah, I saw one that had like it was in a forest or something on a trail. Did you see
Hmm.
that one?
The one I saw, the bicycle was up against a building, I think.
Oh, okay.
I guess a
So,
different one.
yeah, but the bottom line is, look at that.
Yeah,
That's crazy
yeah. What would take you hours to
and
carefully.
has taken me hours in the past. So that was phenomenal to me. And then we'll switch over to the manhole cover. It's supposed to be recording this automatically, by the way, but I didn't hear record. So
Yeah.
let me just double check if it's doing that. Uh,
I think when you first came on, I heard the record uh,
oh
message.
yeah, okay. It says it's recording. All
Okay.
right. Now I'm going to switch to the manhole cover. And so I'm going to do something different. And the process, this is my realtor texted me. Uh, I think we have a solid offer on our house just
Ah,
went on a week ago, went on the market and it looks like we sold it. So,
uh,
okay. So the work process here is you have to select the image and then you go down here to generative fill and a few things have changed. One here, see this G, that's for Gemini
ah,
or Nano Banana, which is Gemini 2.5, which is called Nano Banana. There's
ah,
also, these are all called models. So this is an outside company called Flux, and both of these are Adobe products, Firefly Image 3. And they already announced at Adobe Max that Firefly Image 5 will be out in the next few weeks. So it's in beta right now, I think. But nevertheless, so they will all give you different uh, types of answers for what you're looking for. So I'm going to choose the Gemini Banana.
okay.
And
And Gemini is integrated into Photoshop now.
right.
The
And
fact that I don't have it on anything else, I don't have Google Chrome, I believe. Doesn't matter.
doesn't matter because now it's integrated into Photoshop.
Okay.
Uh, Also, the other thing that you may not know is that Topaz tools are now integrated. The Topaz denoise and
Right.
sharpen. The AI tools are in Photoshop now.
So I don't even need denoise,
Yeah, let me go to,
the topaz.
yeah, I'll go up to filter and then see AID noise, AI sharpen,
Uh-huh. Okay.
and that's topaz. So they partnered with a lot of people is the bottom line. Okay,
Adobe did.
yes.
Yeah. One thing that I have been using a lot in the last year has been DxO Pure Raw, which does a pretty good job at removing noise. I wonder if that's been similarly assimilated.
Uh, it wasn't on the list of things that people talked about that I looked at, and I looked at probably 20 sessions. So but it may be coming up. Who knows?
Uh-huh.
All right, so I'm going to type in my prompt here, and I'm just going to say, and you can say as if you're speaking because they're training it, so you can just talk to it eventually. But I'm going to say change text to uh,
Great.
harbor, like harbor on a ship. Oh, somehow I lost it. Okay, let's try it again. Change text to harbor, like it goes to the harbor or something. And then you just hit generate. And this, once again, this is in Nano Banana. And this is it's probably on the cloud is where it,
Yeah.
now look at the manhole cover.
Yeah. Similar
So,
lighting. It blends in to the same extent, but you change the wording.
yep, same font,
Uh-huh.
same textures in it,
Yeah.
everything. Pretty darn incredible.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe they talked about this in these sessions, but maybe there's some telltale evidence that if you look carefully at images, the AI nature of it
I'm
is shown.
I'm glad you asked that question. I'll cover that in a moment.
Okay.
But that's good thinking ahead. Okay. So let's try now.
And I see from your layers that it kept the original, but uh,
Keeps the original, creates a new one,
uh-huh,
and it creates a mask, which since it's type, there's not really a mask there, but it
right.
creates a mask area. Now you see up above it says variations.
Okay. Yeah, in the past we've gotten like three choices when it,
Yeah, so
uh,
this one you have to generate it each time, or yeah, you have to generate it each time. But I'm going to change my model, and these are all called models. So I'm going to try the Flux Context Pro, and it has the same prompt, and we'll see what it does.
uh,
And each of them have different strengths. So, oh, yeah, see what that did?
uh, not as convincing. It did
No,
it.
it wasn't at the same angle. It wasn't,
Uh-huh.
the
Now,
textures and everything are nice, but not the same. All right, let me switch to again. So I'm going to tie the original Firefly, and we'll see what that does.
and the text that you want the where it says harbor and the desire to change to it is in there somewhere. It knows that that's what you want to do. Oh
Yeah.
dear.
So Firefly 1 had no clue, and
Hey,
then
I would say.
and we'll see if Firefly 3, I'll generate with that now and see if that has any clues. No. So
Well,
Firefly,
you don't have the background layer selected. Would that make a difference?
uh, let's find out. I don't think so, but uh,
Because it may have been just working on the past, the last thing you did, because that was what was selected.
maybe let's try that. So I'll turn this off and I will say I'll select it and generative fill and I'll say change, whoops, change text to harbor. And this time I'm not even going to capitalize harbor. I did before,
Right. But
but
hopefully it would see that the text it's replacing,
yeah. And
it would be smart enough.
so let's see. Now this is Firefly 3. And
Uh-huh.
let's see if it has if it's any good with text. No. See, so that's a weakness of
Uh,
Firefly, all the Firefly models. Now the Firefly 5 may be different, but let's go back.
and Firefly 5 is coming out at some point.
Yeah, that's what they say.
Mhm.
So, okay, so
Well,
I'm going to choose before I go too far, go back to Nano Banana and I'm going to say change text to Harbor. And by the way, if it doesn't do what it did last time, then you just hit the word generate again. It did what it did last time. So that's the best tool for this particular image.
yeah.
But they give
And
you all these models because every image is going to be different.
mhm. Okay, and even though you did Harbor in lowercase, it knew to
Capitalize it.
replace and capitalize.
Yeah, pretty amazing stuff. Now,
Yeah,
so now let's talk about this. Would this be allowed? Not in the story categories,
no,
but it should,
in creative or pictorial or monochrome.
right?
Yeah. Hmm. Well, the way things are worded right now, and it gets us into gray areas as it is, want to have all elements in the final image being something that you yourself created.
Uh-huh.
And, you know, when it comes to, replacing an object or removing an object, uh, sort of a gray area if it's replacing, um, the object you want. Yeah, I guess I don't really have trouble with the enhanced ability to select things much better than we had in the past
Right.
and create masks. I think the question comes down to, for me, uh, you know, what goes on beyond behind, if you're replacing something, is what it replaces uh, the object with, something we're okay with. And
Yeah. So here's a couple of thoughts about it. This is not a position, this is thoughts about it.
sure,
I could take that word that was there, danger, and I could spend an hour in Photoshop and I could create the word harbor and it would look just like this. And that would be allowed in monochrome and color and creative.
Hmm.
Um, and the other side of it too is that the only thing that this used as a reference was this image. It couldn't have found this somewhere else, right? That would be the danger about AI is that it ran off and found this word harbor on a on a manhole cover in Yugoslavia or something, but it couldn't have done that.
Um, well, maybe not exactly, but it's, and I don't have a deep understanding of what the AI is actually doing. I
Yeah,
just know that it's going out and, you know, the effect it has for denoising and sharpening. Uh, it well, in the classic sense, non-AI, you could sharpen by recognizing edges and increasing the contrast across
right,
them.
right.
And with AI, what is it doing that's different? It's, I guess, taking,
It's duplicating pixels for one thing,
yeah,
but
it's taking your image and trying to put it in a context of this vast database out there and seeing what's consistent with that and using what's consistent to maybe more smartly sharpen that edge than it
right,
could if it just used the pixels in your image.
yeah. Yeah, I would yeah, I'm not sure, but I'm thinking that since it only could refer to this image in order to create this, I don't think I think it would replace an hour's worth of work on my side. So it might be the kind of thing that would be okay. Now here's the other thing is that I can blow this up. Whoops. Okay. Why did it do that?
Uh, hmm, what happened there?
That's weird.
What are we looking at now? The variations or?
Let me, oh, it made a blending change somehow.
Oh,
I
okay.
just hit,
A dissolve. Yeah, if you
I did a
set it.
control plus is what I was doing. What I want to do is get up close so I could see if there was anything that could tell me that I could look at it and say, oh, that's been AI'd in there. But there is nothing to tell me that. The textures are too well done around the
Yeah,
letters.
I mean, you could take that layer and reduce its opacity and see how it matches the underlying.
I can't, whoops.
No.
Oh, it moved slightly
Okay, and that's why you were seeing that. Okay, huh.
because it
So it
took
didn't
up,
just replace the text, it also moved it within the frame.
yeah, it did. That's interesting. It made it a little more of an oval instead of round too.
Huh,
It stretched it a little bit because the word harbor took more space, I guess.
I guess.
Interesting. All right. Okay, so the next thing is I'm going to play us a little video. So I'm going to stop sharing this one and I'm going to share. Huh. Okay, I have to get onto the correct screen first, I guess. Okay, now it should let me. Our meeting's going to end in 10 minutes, so we'll have to start another one if you want to, if you've got a few more minutes to finish.
Yeah, well, it sounds like you have quite a bit of material that you were wanting to go through.
Yeah,
And it's too bad that I don't know what happened to Mercury, and unfortunate that Tim had a conflict.
yeah. Uh, why can't I share? Let's see. Come on. Okay. All right. Now I can share, and I'm going to share this screen. Okay. So do you see a pickup truck?
I do now, yeah.
Okay. I'm going to play this and we'll listen to the audio and then I'll cut it off and we can talk about it. But
Okay.
Okay. Somewhere, I hope, on this machine, yes, there, is the smallest font none of you can read. But that's my prompt.
he's,
And it reads, can I edit it? Font. Oh, good Lord, really? All right, let's see here. I'm trying. Does that? Ah, okay. Make this blue truck in the foreground look like it's new to the original year it was made. Remember, they're trained on images and history. Give it a new paint job that is blue. Remove all the rust spots and repair any broken parts that are visible on the truck, like the missing front bumper. Keep with its original retro style. Remove all the old trucks in the background. Keep only the blue truck in the foreground. That's a lot of direction, right? So let's run through some samples. We'll select all. Let's go to generative fill. Let's try Firefly. Let's put it in here. All right, generate. See how it handles. Now remember, it shouldn't do a good job here because it's not a contextual model. If I wanted to add a bumper and little details, that's the retouching model. So, I mean, it is fall. Maybe there's a truck in the woods. I don't know. Well, maybe not that one. Okay. So let's try something else. And you will notice a difference in the model's training here, I think. Let's go into Gemini first. I'm going to put that prompt in. And let's say generate. I will tell you if you're asking preferences, thanks for asking. Type, I like Flux. Nana Banana does a good job. I like Flux a little bit more. It seems to do a better job reading. Oh, that's finished.
Huh.
So it also understands depth. It understood there were old trucks in the background, right? It repaired the missing bumper. Now I've tested this probably 100 different ways. I've said things like only repair the broken headlight, and it only fixes the headlight. I've said tint the windows. It's tinted the windows. I've said remove the reflections in the bumper. Put a farmer in the reflection. And there's like some skewed dude that looks like he's going to murder me in the chrome bumper. Right? Nightmare fuel. But watch this. This is really interesting. Let's do it again so you can compare. These are the little things that, oops, don't do that one. No, cancel. Select all. Select all, I said. Really? Now you're confused because I told you cancel. Quick keys. Who needs them? All right, generative fill. Paste. There's my prompt again. Let's go into Flux. Generate.
so all these models do different things, Chris.
You can do it. All right. So both did a pretty good job, right? What's interesting though
Ah,
is what they think blue means. Do you guys remember the blue gold dress stupid thing that we all argued about for like a while? Yeah. It's really hard for a model to understand something so subjective as blue. So what I found when I use these models, even when I'm doing generative of like small objects with Firefly, if I use terms like blue or red, they actually each have a preference. And the way that models work, they have data inside of them that are called weights. And the weights is the training data, and it uses the probability of relationships between the weights to decide what it thinks you want. So if its training data or its weights have a dominant set of values that represent blue, that's the blue you're always going to get, right? So as we start moving into context, it'll look at the paint job on the truck. And you don't say blue, you go matching the average color of the paint, and then it would do something. That's
Okay, I'm going to stop it there,
okay.
but you can see where this is going and the kinds of things it can do.
Yeah,
So,
I would have to say that I think the Gem the what is it? There was Gemini and and then they fire something fire
flux,
Flux.
yeah.
Yeah, I and what we're looking at right now, was that the Gemini rendition?
No, this is the flux.
Oh, okay. Yeah. It seemed to me a little more realistic looking overall. The other one looked a little more cartoonish.
Yeah, yeah. Although the bumpers on the other one was probably accurate to the year where there was never a
Yeah, there
bumper.
were differences in the trucks and, not knowing what, you know,
Yeah, yeah,
it knows the database of what the truck should look like, presumably, but
right.
yeah, one
So
of them.
the reason it was important to show this is that if it only took the trucks out in the background, that's something you could do with a clone tool. But since it changed parts of the body, then that's not something that could be allowed in color pictorial or
Under our
monochrome.
current rules.
Right. Well, even under future rules, I think. But anyway, I have some suggestions. When we get to future rules, we'll talk about that too. So if this shuts down, which it's going to in a minute or two,
Yeah.
then I'll start another one and send you a link.
Oh, okay.
All
Yeah, I
right.
guess.
Uh,
Yeah,
okay. Well, let me shut it off right now and I'll start a new one.
okay, because I can't see, but presumably we just have a few seconds left.
We have a minute and 39 seconds, it
Oh, okay.
says.
Yeah.
It shows on my screen anyway.
Okay. Well, you're sharing screen and I'm not seeing, no, I'm wrong. Up in the top, I see minute 25 seconds now.
Yeah. Well, let's talk about one thing first, then, since we do have a minute,
Okay.
is that both Gemini or Google, in that email I sent you towards the bottom, it's highlighted in yellow. Gemini automatically puts in mandatory watermarking. Now you
Ah,
can't see it because it's just a few pixels in a pattern, so you're never going to see it, but it's there. And
and
I
that
have,
would be something you would be able to clue in on to tell you whether it was
you need to
generative
use,
aid.
yeah, you need to use a Google tool, and
Ah,
it's called Synth ID.
okay. I'm looking at the email now.
Yeah, so Synth ID, and I signed up for Synth ID, and everybody's on a waiting list because they have to wait till the tool is bulletproof, I guess, before they send it out. But I will get that at some point, and that's something we could run on images before competitions if we wanted to.
This would be, had to depend on the honor system.
Yeah,